Jason, this is your interviewer.
Hi,
Hi.
Chris. How are you, Chris?
I'm great.
I'm doing very well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm here to talk about the band and our influences and just have fun. Let's see. That's what I'm about as a member of
Cool.
Palm Ghost.
I tend to ignore Ben's ruses.
Sorry.
Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 419, one away from that big 420. Wonderful episode for you guys, for all of my loyal peeps today, and new peeps. Of course, podcast message. We need this more now than ever, all right? Please be respectful to one another. We all share this planet. We all have a stake in it. We're all not alone, We're all in this together. And if somebody is not acting right towards somebody of, let's say, color, somebody who might not be the same color as you, and you don't like it, stand up for that person. We need each other. People of color especially. It's not right what's going on out in the world, and all the racism, of course. I know this is not news to you guys, but something needs to be done, and we need to get better. And while you're doing so, if you're going outside, wear a mask, okay? This pandemic isn't over. I'm glad the vaccine is now becoming more widely available, but until COVID numbers are 0, we wear a mask, because we want to, and we want to keep not only ourselves, but everyone else that we love safe. All right, I'm done with that. My guests today are 3 phenomenal individuals that make up, that help craft the band that is known as Palm Ghosts, and just super, super fun guys. Joseph Lekkas is here, Benjamin Douglas, and Jason Springman is here, and so much fun, such a fun chat going on right now, and they have a new album, actually, I should say. Lifeboat Candidate is available right now. Go search them on wherever you listen to music, but also support their Bandcamp. They're good guys. But I'm done talking, because we need to get in this episode, all right? So, you guys, all 3 of you guys, take it away. Could you make me an honorary member just for this interview?
Sure, of course.
What does that
You're
entail?
What instrument do you guys feel like would elevate your music?
I mean,
Bouzouki.
wow.
Bring in some
Harp?
bouzouki.
Bouzouki? Done.
More cowbell?
The cowbell, done. Whatever you need, I'm that guy.
You could be the guy that does bouzouki, cowbell. You could be the utility guy.
Exactly.
I thought I was the utility guy.
You could be
We
the
do
second
need a-
utility. We need more than one utility guy.
We need a monkey grinder.
Monk
We
got
need
it.
about 4 more members.
I want to be one of those old school guys who wears a bass drum on his back, cymbals on his knees, walks around with an accordion, harmonica. That's who I want to be. Load me up.
That takes its toll on the body. You don't want to do all that.
Look, I got one shot at this for this interview, and I feel confident. Like, yes, I'm going to be mangled after, but for this one, I'm willing to do it.
Well,
I mean, you could be like the Mighty Mighty Boston's dancer. You could come up on stage.
You just shot down my backup dancer suggestion.
I can still dance if you want me to dance. I'll do it.
Yeah, your own.
You know, I'm a man of many hats, and that includes dancing like the guy from Mighty Mighty Boston's.
You need more than just 2 moves, though.
Oh, I'll give you 3.
Real Renaissance.
3? Okay, well.
I'll give you 3.
It's been several years. He must have expanded his repertoire.
Look, I still got good knees, and that's another thing I bring to the table. So.
Pro gear, good attitude, good knees.
Good.
That's more than I can bring to the table.
That's what it says on my resume. I got good knees. Let's do this. Hire me.
You just called yourself as the Spoon Man.
Oh, that's funny.
You're definitely playing the spoons.
Spoons, done and done.
Spoon Man.
Spoon Man, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, on those knees, definitely.
That could be a song, Spoon Man. I feel like we should get the ball rolling on that.
Yeah, but let's make it about drugs.
Right.
I mean, look, whatever the audience feels is the meaning of that song, that's on them, you know? Make it like
I thought it was just about a spoon man for the longest time.
It is. It was about that guy.
I thought all his friends were actually brown and red.
It was about that guy in Seattle that played the spoons down there at the market.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, but it's like, whatever.
Sorry to blow
Ruin
it
the
up for you
fantasy.
there, man. Yeah,
Man.
fantasy.
You know, something. This is why M. Night Shyamalan is a master director, because he doesn't give you anything. He's just like, whatever is out there, that's for you. Whatever, come up with your own conclusion. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
He's from my hometown. He's from Philadelphia.
There we go.
Really?
There
M. Night Shyamalan. Exactly. Yeah, he's
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. That's right.
I saw M. Night Shyamalan at my green grocer.
Exactly. My green grocer. Oh, you're doing good. Mr. Baltimore.
we go. So this is a podcast where we can talk about anything. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. But I am one of the things that I've been asking people, especially in these weird times that we're all going through, and it's crazy to think that it's been a year now. As far as the pandemic goes and staying at home and staying safe, have you guys noticed an uptick in your creativity? What was this? Sidebar. Was this album being worked on during the pandemic, or?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah. So I'll start. I'm Joe. At the very beginning of the pandemic, I could speak for myself, there was absolutely no creativity happening with me at all for about a good month and a half to 2. It was just absolutely, I was fearful, and I'd never encountered, like the rest of us, anything like this. So there's a lot of fear. There was a lot of hopelessness, and I didn't want to pick up a guitar. I didn't want to go to my studio, and I kind of thought I was the only one. It was pretty horrible, and I'd never felt that way for a long time. Then, for some reason, I used the music to help get me through this. And this entire record actually was recorded during the pandemic in a very kind of interesting way. First of all, I reconnected with an old drummer, a friend of mine from back in New Jersey, who I've been playing with since high school. Mm-hmm. But we hadn't played together since I moved to Nashville, or quite some time before that. And I said to him, I'm like, why don't you send me some drum ideas? Just throw me some. And he didn't have a recording set up in his house at all. So he threw his iPhone 6 on the floor tom, and he just started sending me drum parts. Really, I just said whatever comes to the top of you. He's a great drummer, jazz influence. I'm like, give me something interesting to work with. And he started sending me these drum grooves, albeit a bit lo-fi. I kind of like the sound of them, so I dropped them into Pro Tools and started playing bass to the drum grooves. And that became the process. So the drummer started the song idea. Then I would do the structure of the song with the bass. I would send it off to Jason. Jason would record the guitars at his house, not even knowing what was going to become of it. It was very much like Jason played the parts he thought would be cool for what he was hearing back at him. And then they went back to Ben. Ben would write the lyrics, come up with melodies based off of all the parts that we'd all put together. And then he'd send that back to me, where he'd kind of hum into his phone with his lyrics. And then I'd end up singing and finishing the track. So everything you hear on Lifeboat Candidate was completely done that way. Every song on that record was completely done in our own houses, not knowing how the outcome was going to be, with the bassist being iPhone drums. So I don't know if it's ever happened before with iPhone drums for anybody, but I kind of think that's an interesting story.
That's going to be a staple of this band now, I feel like. Only iPhone drums.
Yeah.
That's it.
Specifically iPhone
That's
6
the only way
drums.
we record.
Yes, only iPhone 6. If we go to 7, no. We need that 6.
We're purists. We're never going to switch over to a Samsung. That's just wrong.
No, just 100% Apple.
There we go. Well, I mean, I'm
But
glad
not
that...
beyond the 6. We can't get the new ones. We
Correct,
can't get the new
correct,
iPhone. It has to be a 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, you found the music to get you out of this funk. Yeah, that we're still in, of course. I have to keep saying that because it doesn't feel real to me, but whatever.
I know.
It's still it's crazy to say, oh yeah, last year. I don't know. It's whatever. Anyway, but
no, we've lost an entire year of our lives pretty much.
Yeah, and who knows if well, then look, I don't want to get overly political, but literally just minutes ago, the governor of Texas was like, "Hey, we're going to go to 100% open."
Wow.
So yeah, that's fun.
I mean, we're in Tennessee, and we really never close down. I have friends up in Philadelphia that are that basically say, they haven't been able to go into a restaurant that no dine-in for years. We've never stopped dine-in here. I think we went to like maybe 25% in Tennessee, and probably the same with Texas, I assume.
Yeah, I remember it went up to 50% in June. And then it's just been going up. October, I think it was 75%. And now it's just like, who cares? No masks. Just do your own thing. Have fun.
Do you go out to restaurants? Do you end up going to restaurants or anything?
I do not. No, I don't even leave the house, to be honest.
I'm pretty much the same as you.
Same here.
Yeah. I think that's why we got so prolific this year. It's just like, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And, since you were doing this album in the conditions that it was that just a fun time to experiment with things that, maybe, maybe we should do this one day, someday. Did you have any of those moments of, now I can do this, something I've been wanting to do?
Jason probably be good at answering that one.
I did, because usually when I'm at Joe's studio, he's got his recording set up, and if I'm working at home, I've got all my pedals to mess around with for goofy sounds. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit of a gear junkie, so getting weird sounds out of things is kind of fun. And I feel like if I'm at home, I have a little more leeway to experiment with that. Mm-hmm. But usually I'll send Joe I don't know, on this album, like maybe a couple of the tracks, I'd send him like 3 or 4 different ideas recorded and just be like, here, piece it together how you want, see what you think. But then some of them would be like straight through, this is kind of what I'm hearing.
Do you think this album... Oh no, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just going to see what if Ben's felt a little bit more free. I mean, he doesn't. He usually plays some instruments on the records. This one he doesn't because he doesn't have any way to record. So his has been completely like melody and lyrics, which is, I mean, that's the song. So it's enormous. But do you miss Ben? Do you miss any of the playing, or is this you really like this?
I mean, sure. I mean, I like playing, but I mean, it's kind of freeing. Just, I mean, it's nice having your own lane to be in and just to do that. Like, I mean, before me and you you'd have some lyrics and maybe we'd go back and forth and, you know, we'd figure out some stuff. And this time it was like a lot of it was on me. So, it was kind of cool to just, and plus it's neat to just get finished songs and then figure out like what they are, like it's neat doing it that reverse engineering way.
Yeah, I mean, classically, the way I've written songs and the way most of us have probably written songs in the past is you get an acoustic guitar or you get a keyboard, and then you write a verse, chorus, bridge out, and you just do a structure of a song, and then you go, okay, guys, what do you think works for this? And then everybody ends up, playing something that's a little bit more conservative to support that song. This was completely engineered backward. So we're starting from rhythm, and then we go all the way to melody was the last thing, like the cherry on top. So basically everything we got was a blank canvas, and when it came back, everybody was shocked at the final, product because they're like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen when my guitar comes through here. And, Ben's job was to weave all that stuff together. And then when it all came back to me, I had to find a way to make it sound palatable. So it's different. Like, we didn't even know what the songs were going to sound like, what they were going to be about. All we were like, that's a cool drum groove. Let's start with that. It's pretty different.
Is this gonna change the way you guys do music from here on out?
It's another tool in the shed, I think, because I do miss getting together with these guys and spitballing ideas.
Because I used to do like 8-track. I have like a digital 8-track. I do all these recordings because I'm all old school and I just mess around in my room. Yeah. And I'd bring like ideas to Joe, and then he'd recreate them on Pro Tools. And he told me like The Cure used to write that way or something. Like you could hear all like the old versions of songs that like Robert Smith originally came up with or something. But that was a cool way. We had started doing that. Like that was part of something that changed too. So we've been exploring different ways to record since we started. But this was kind of out of necessity, and we just did what we had to do, I guess.
Exactly, and I think we've got a kind of an experimental spirit in general. Like, we don't try to make records that sound like the last record, or if it's a single, we think, oh, this is a really poppy song. Let's release that as a single. Even though we just released something that was more guitar-based, we might do something that's a little bit more electronic the next thing. So we're totally just fully, put what we think is cool out there, and we're not really gearing toward a certain pop format or anything.
Yeah.
In general.
Because I was, again, I was listening to the album, and I think it's, for me as a listener of music, and I don't want to brag, I get sent a lot of music, and I'm very fortunate. It's a very rare occasion where I'll hear a song, and I'll be like, I don't need to listen to any more. What I'm emailing, I want to chat with these people, and I want to find out their process because I want to steal it. I mean, no. I mean, I want to get in your heads, because I think, and especially creating an album in these circumstances, it's thank God for the internet, but also that it just shows how creative you guys are.
Oh, thank you. It's nice of you to say.
Now I'm stealing it. No,
yeah, I mean, some of us are compulsive creatives.
Yeah, we're kind of compulsive about it. Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't think we don't have a choice. I know I don't. I could say that. That's why it was so odd at the beginning of the pandemic when nothing was coming to me. I'm like, oh, I'm in a really bad headspace right now. This is I got to get out of this, and the way to do it, I know that throughout my life, the thing that's gotten me out of it is creativity. And once again, it's happened. Even though I'm obviously not happy right now, because obviously we're still in the same spot. But I do feel like we've accomplished something this year, that's a nice thing to feel.
Yeah.
It's not a lost year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we were joking about it earlier about playing with the iPhone 6, but I'm curious, is this? I miss live music and I'm sure you guys miss performing. Are these songs going to be hard to perform in front of people?
Funny you should ask.
Still have to figure that out.
So, I'm at the point right now where I'm at the key to unlocking like how my bass is supposed to be played while these melodies and lyrics are supposed to be at the same time. It's very difficult. It's very syncopated. It's but practice makes perfect. I mean, I just feel like it'll be a bit of a challenge for sure, but I think we'll definitely be able to figure it out.
We've done it in the past,
Yeah.
We've kind of always recorded first and then learned the songs. So I mean.
Yeah, we've done that, and also we don't ever think, well, we have to do this as a 4-piece. Let's not add 15 synth layers to this thing with intertwining melodies. We just say, okay, let's do all that, and when we come to learn it, instead of playing with tracks, which a lot of people do,
right,
we ended up saying, okay, what is the essence here? Like, what's popping out at you here when you're listening to the song? And what we do is we bring the songs down to a level where we could play them live as a real operating band without locking in with click tracks and synths in the background like a lot of people do, which I have no problem with, but I always wanted to keep like a live feel to the band. Mm-hmm. We experimented with all that stuff, and we figured out the best way to do that is to just, get the essence of what happens in the song at that moment. And people don't generally notice any difference, or if they do, they've never really said, "Oh, you sound so, it sounds so much thinner live," or it's never like that.
Is that a term people say? You sound thinner?
You sound so much.
You lose 20 pounds live.
You lose 20 pounds live.
Well, those recordings are dense, so when we are playing live, everybody's like, "Where's that Spoon Man? I'm missing that."
Yep. He's retired. He's mangled now. Mangled. He's gone. See you later. No more Spoon Man.
He became a knee model.
Yeah. Oh man.
Knee model.
Man, if only I had that job. I would give up.
But the live sound sounds like it's just a different thing. So I mean, like, we approach it that way. We don't hold it to the expectations. And I think some of it's more rocking, and I mean, because we work at it until we like it, and we're comfortable and we're having a good time. And I think that gets through when we play. I mean, I think the live show really worked out for probably as many doubts as we had for some of the tunes that we learned last time. That's why we're confident probably to pull this off in some way, but we may have to hire somebody else. Who knows?
But it's funny too with live. Jason always programmed different projectors and synth projectors and things for background, and he was always hanging things and different lights, and so we always made our live show no matter if it's in a small club or we don't ever play anything larger than a small club, but if it were, we try to make the small club feel like you're seeing something in like a big arena by putting up different screens and locking the stuff that we do up with a lot of the projections that Jason puts together. So, I think that's kind of a cool thing when you just see a band play with an acoustic guitar and house lights, and then we come up and all of a sudden it's, Star Wars or something, you know what I mean? Like
the fog machine's on.
What'd you say, Ben?
Said the fog machine comes on.
The fog machine comes on, which we've set the alarms off in clubs.
Yeah, there was that album release show where nobody could see what we were doing for about 20 minutes till the fog cleared.
That's true. We set up an album release at a place called The Cobra here in Nashville. We turned off all the house lights and all the ambient lights to the room. We set up these lasers, and we gave everybody these like kaleidoscope glasses that we got off of Amazon for like 50 cents each, and everybody just sit and we filled the room with smoke. So it was a packed club with all these people with these kaleidoscope glasses and lasers shooting throughout the smoke.
We think it was packed.
Bizarre. and we wore spelunkers. We wore spelunkers caps too. We wore flashlights on our heads. So as we moved, it shot through the club.
Oh,
it was
man.
pretty ambitious. I don't know what it looked like because nobody could videotape it. It was too dark.
It's so fun. I worked on a film set one time, very early on in my life. That it was my friend and I were credited as foggers, where he would run around with a fog machine and I would fan it out just for the lighting. So hearing that, I'm like, oh, that must have looked cool.
Yeah. Probably. I hope it did.
Yeah. Oh man, fog and lights just go together.
Yeah, like every video shoot, they do that. I mean, I've worked on video stuff. They always have haze and light. You know, it's like number one thing they always do.
Who was the band we opened for that their fog machine kept setting off the alarm, and I had to just like stand there with like some paper fanning the alarm?
The soft kill. Yeah, it was the soft
that
kill.
show.
They had two lights on stage and like literally like 3 industrial fog machines. And they're like, before the band started, you just hear, and then like, you know, we're like, what's going on? And then the alarms went off in the club and they start. It's like a double wide trailer called The End. It's a club like this dive bar here. That's like a double wide trailer, but it was filled with smoke. It was something. We're like, we should do that.
Yeah, but I feel like you guys have perfected it though.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah, it's tough work.
But I'm curious, you know, off the new album, is there one song that you're particularly looking to perform in front of people?
For me, Joe, Blind, I think would be the one that I'm looking forward to playing the most. You guys?
Ben here. I'd like to do Lifeboat Candidate. I think that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And Jason, I don't know. Maybe whatever's easiest for me to pull off. I can't even remember.
Whatever we don't
I have to go back to the recordings and re-listen to them and remember how to play them. Depends on what I can do.
Well, you got to teach me how to play them, so.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
You guys get it. You guys got it. I believe in you.
It doesn't help that I'm a lefty and I don't know theory that well, and I'm like trying to convey to them, and they're looking at my guitar and everything's backwards to them. So
we're going to be so frustrated learning this stuff. We're just going to do Bob Dylan covers in the future, and that's going to be the Palm Ghost thing. We're just like, you know what? No more of this technical stuff. Let's just do Bob Dylan covers, acoustic.
Only Dylan Christmas covers. We only do Dylan Christmas covers.
Exactly. Ben can handle that. He's got the Bob Dylan voice when he wants it.
There we go. So you know what? You guys have a plan for everything. A plan B, C, D. I admire that. I admire that.
It couldn't be further from the truth.
But for people at home,
funny. You said you're
no. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was just going to say you said you're in Texas, and I was going to say this past year. Where in Texas? Whereabouts are you?
I'm in San Antonio.
That was the San Antonio was the last place we played before the world shut down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was actually cases there. Yeah.
Ah.
Yep.
Well, do you remember the venue?
I think it was called the Mix.
The Mix.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's.
It was down on like a strip of a bunch of different bars and clubs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to Google. I know I don't even before COVID. I never left because I'm an Oregon boy, so that's why I'm just like, nah.
Too
Texas.
hot in Texas.
It sucks. You know, I'll say it. It's not my thing. When we had that massive amount of snow, and I used finger quotes when I said massive because it was just like a couple inches. But everyone was freaking out, and I was like, "Look, I'm built for this weather, so I will be fine. I will live on, and it'll be fine."
Yeah.
But whatever. Everyone still needed to freak out. I'm for the people at home who want to pick up the album when it's available, follow you guys online, catch one of your live Bob Dylan Christmas shows? Where can they do all that?
That'll be at a cafe somewhere.
A cafe near you. Open one up and we'll be there.
Outdoor cafe.
Yeah, well, you could. I mean, we're obviously on on all the streaming services, all those lovely streaming services. Palm Ghosts, obviously, and then also Bandcamp. You can pick up our records there and stream stuff and pick up any of our last other records and tapes and things that we have for sale, T-shirts. And then palmghosts.net is our website.
That's nice.
Is the way you can find us on the World Wide Web.
Okay. And I want to thank you guys for the wonderful chat. Anytime you guys want to come back and just shoot the shit, I'd be happy to do so.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for listening to our stuff.
Of course. And I would be willing to make a return, depending on, if I'm healed, to rejoin the band, just to let you know.
As the Spoon Man.
I'm a fan of even numbers, so one will, I can't just go out with one.
I hear you.
So,
one's not enough.
One is not. Two, yeah, okay, that's fine. But no even numbers for me. But I'll let you guys go and continue to have a wonderful day. Keep staying safe and healthy, and keep on creating to keep your sanity.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Have a good one.